Hello everyone, welcome back again to another video. Buddha fruit is very good for anything, whether grinding, raiding, PvP, and many other things. Therefore in this video I will show you the best build for Buddha on this update 25. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. First of all we move into fighting style, and the fighting style that I highly recommend is Sanguine Art. Yes, it may be very hard to get this fighting style, since you need to defeat Leviathan, and need Leviathan Heart, but this fighting style is indeed the most suitable to use, because this Sanguine Art has a wide hitbox. Even if you don't transform with Buddha, you can already feel how the hitbox is. This is certainly very useful for Buddha users, since it can be used in anything, whether for grinding, PvP, raid and others, and the damage is also not inferior to other fighting styles, which makes this fighting style very good for Buddha, so I highly recommend you use Sanguine to make your build the best. But I know not everyone has Sanguine, so this is the second fighting style that I highly recommend, namely Sharkman Karate. Before there was Sanguine, Sharkman Karate was very often used by Buddha users. It's because the hitbox is wide when you use it with Buddha, and the M1 has a fast attack speed. This will certainly be an extraordinary advantage for Buddha users, and also this fighting style is not difficult to get. So you can also use this fighting style if you don't have Sanguine. After fighting style, now we move to sword. There are so many swords in Blox fruits, but only a few can be used with Buddha fruit. The first we have Cursed Dual Katana. This sword is literally the best sword for Buddha. There are so many advantages that you can get, and indeed the requirements to be able to have it are very difficult, but this sword is indeed very worthy for Buddha users. It's because you will get super high damage using this sword. Then this sword has a long range move. This will make it very good for PvP, grinding, raid, and others. So if you are a Buddha user, don't hesitate to use this sword. Literally the best, guys. And of course I also have an alternative sword. If you don't have Cursed Dual Katana, the second sword is Twin Hooks. Of course this sword is much easier to get, because you can get this sword through the drop Captain Elephant bosses, but this sword is no less great. This sword is very useful for Buddha users, because you can get a fast attack speed. Then the Z move will be useful for combo with Buddha. Anyway, even though this is just an ordinary sword, it is very good if used with Buddha. So yeah, you can use this as an alternative to your sword. Maybe this sounds trivial, or maybe it won't be useful, but actually this is very influential, guys. This is very good if you are in a raid bosses, PvP, grinding situation. This will be very useful, and the only gun that is very suitable is the Soul Guitar. The X move is very good for making players or NPCs stunned for a moment. This is clearly very good for Buddha users, since you can do M1 and M1 to the player or NPC you are fighting. Of course accessories will support or will give buffs to your build, and the first accessory I highly recommend you use black belts. You can get this accessory after completing the Dojo Trainer quest. This accessory is literally very good, because one of its buffs is that you will get 16% damage for your melee. Of course this will be very useful for adding damage from your fighting style. And also to be a little faster you are also given 80% movement speed buffs, so your movement will also be faster than usual. The second accessory is a Hunter Cape. This accessory will also help your build, since one of its buffs will give 10% damage to melee, Blox fruit and gun. Of course this will also be very useful in all conditions, and you will also be given 80% movement speed, so that at least you have speed too. Actually for the race you can freely use anything, but if you really want to maximize the damage from your build, you can use the Gal race. It's because when you upgrade to Vita there will be a life leech ability. Simply it will be useful when each time the user hits a player using a fighting style, the user heals back 25% of the damage done to the player. Of course this is an extraordinary advantage. Especially if you upgrade to V4, it will literally make you very tanky and hard to kill. But back again, if you don't want to use it, it doesn't matter at all guys, because in my opinion each race has its own advantages and of course there are advantages for Buddha. So that's all. That's the best build for Buddha on update 25. And what do you guys think? Do you have your own build? Let me know in the comments. So see you guys in the next video.
Kimi no Toriko ni natte